Justice League number 5, written by Jeff Johns, art by Jim Lee. We left off last issue with Darkseid showing up, knocking everybody on their asses, and saying, "I am Darkseid." This issue picks up with Flash being the first one to get up. He looks around, sees Darkseid just blowing some fighter jets out of the sky with his I-beams, which I know is called his Omega beams, but they just call them I-beams. Flash freaks out on Darkseid for a second, and then once they actually meet gazes, he's like, is anybody up yet? Because I'm not exactly good at holding conversation. And Superman blasts through the rubble, and as soon as they're both available, Darkseid fires off another thing of Omega beams, and Flash and Superman just start to outrun it. Flash takes to the streets, Superman takes to the skies, and you see that the beams are still following them individually. They try to make it through, and Flash realizes, okay, got to get it onto a different target. So he finds one of the parademons, he phases through it, and the Omega beam blows up the parademon instead. As Flash is catching his breath, with random civilians or cops or whatever, guns trained on Flash, because they're like, "Who are you? Get away!" Blah, blah, blah. And Flash is like, "Dude, I'm just give me a minute." And he looks up and he sees Superman being hit by the Omega beam, and Parademon, as he's falling, catches him out of the sky and takes him away. And Flash is like, all right, they took Superman, and he's going back to the rest of the Justice League, tells them that. And they wonder why he's taken Superman, but the only answer they have is Darkseid, so they're like, all right, let's go ask some questions. So Green Lantern just blindly charges in and says, I got this. And he starts trying to attack Darkseid, and literally nothing is doing anything. And he keeps on getting up, and he's like, is that all you got? I got more than that. And he flies back in, and Darkseid just grabs his arm and breaks it and walks away. And Green Lantern's like, that's right, run away. Batman shows up next to Green Lantern and is like, hey, you need to get with the others. And he's like, psh, I can handle this. I don't need you telling me what to do. He's like, your arm is broken, you idiot. And basically what it boils down to is Batman just... what are you doing, Green Lantern? Why are you doing this? Who are you trying to prove yourself to? He's like, I ain't trying to prove nothing. And he's like, are you trying to live up to somebody? What are you... Clearly, Green Lantern, we have something in common. And he's like, what are you talking about? We have nothing in common. He's like, we are next to an alien, a man who is fast as lightning, a cyborg, an Atlantean, and an Amazonian. We are the only two normal people here. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is normal coming from a guy wearing a batsuit. He's like, all right, fine, look. And he takes off the mask and takes off the cowl. And he's like, my name is Bruce Wayne. When I was young, my parents were murdered in front of me, and I have been hunting criminals ever since. And Green Lantern's like, who the hell is Bruce Wayne? And then Batman continues like, this is bigger than my hunt on crime. This is the end of the world. We need to start putting other people before our own little petty stuff. So go back to the group, give them an inspirational speech like I just gave you. I'm going to go and do my own thing. And Green Lantern's like, wait, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm going to get Superman. And he puts his hands up, a Parademon sees him, and he swoops up Batman. Green Lantern's like, all right, well, I guess I could do that. Goes back to the Justice League and tries to rile them up a little bit. And he's like, okay, so we gotta hit him where it hurts, and we gotta make some plans. And Flash is like, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, all right, look, the I beams, they chase after people, right? And Wonder Woman's like, so you're saying that we blind them? Down. So they are all planning to go in, and Cyborg's like, I'm not really one of you guys. And Green Lantern's like, well, do you want to stay here? And he's like, no, I'm coming with you. So they all fly off, ready to attack Darkseid. And we cut to Bruce after he lands wherever the parademons were taking him. He takes out the parademon that was carrying him. And he comes across another glowing doorway. And as he goes through it, he comes through hell. Literally hell. Fire pits and burning demons. And it's the apocalypse fire pits, but it's hell. And Batman just goes, this wasn't part of the plan. And that's where we leave off the issue. This was a really fast issue, all things considered. There wasn't a whole lot to it. The big reveal, though, of course, that Batman reveals himself to Green Lantern. A lot of character development right there in a very brief period of time, and I'm not entirely sure how earned it was, but it feels good. It's a good moment to have because everything that we know about Batman is I work alone, and you don't need to know who I am, and da-da-da-da-da. And taking this time to just be like, this is so much bigger than us. my identity literally doesn't matter. And he just goes in completely maskless like the entire way. Like he doesn't put the cowl back on when he's done. He just goes as Bruce Wayne in a bat shirt for the rest of it. So no, I'm definitely down with this issue. Superman being taken, obviously, Superman's kind of a necessary muscle power, so it makes sense that Batman would want to go save him, even just for winning the day reasons, even if it wasn't, because Superman's part of the team and Ohana means family or whatever you want to say here. So overall, though, I'm going to give this one a 7.5. I think it's very well done. The art is, I mean, I don't want to say flawless because, it's obviously up to taste, but the only issues I really have with it are something about Green Lantern's face still. I think I said that in like issue 1, is there was something bothering me about his face. It's still here. I can't place it inherently. I think it's something to do with the nose, but I couldn't tell you. But overall, though, fantastic issue. And this only collects issues 1 through 6, so see how it wraps up next month.